Cool. So we tore down the sensor. I just want to highlight a few parts that I think are really interesting about this. So the rear casing and battery cover, pretty straightforward. What I do really appreciate is the way that the wall mount attaches. So you put it in and then you slide. And during this slide, you get this really nice click. And that is due to this little rubber piece, this little plastic piece bumping up against that right there. So, oh, right there. And this little V really helps align parts. So this was really cleverly done. They also use a shut off on this side to form the hook, but then a slider to form it on this side. Just an interesting highlight of different ways to mold parts. So that was really clean, very elegant. Moving on to the boards, I really like the way they stack these using a header. It allows you to get the keypads high up, but and also integrate the battery features in the back and get the display module where you need it. Other things that are cool, these two rings aren't connected electrically until the capacitive rubber electrode presses down and bridges that gap. I think using 4 of them diagonally allows you to detect it even if you press at different angles, which is really nice. And you can see LEDs inside each one of these too, these little yellow boxes. Other neat things on the board include this antenna, which is a bent steel wire, which is soldered in right here. We can remove this to look later. The display module is pretty interesting. It allows for button presses in each direction. And to do that, they have tactile buttons in 4 locations. So this little subassembly gets screwed together. These screw bosses allow this whole thing to not fall apart later on. And then there's 4 other screw bosses that allow this unit to get installed here. So a neat little sub-assembly. We have a piezo buzzer for bleeps and blorps. And my working theory is that these 4 holes are actually for programming after the unit is assembled, which I find really cool. So when you place these 2 together, these are our piezo buzzer holes, and then this seems to be for programming. Lastly, the display module is neatly done. This seems to be a double shot part with a frosted or a translucent but slightly opaque cover, and then a black plastic perimeter. And that allows for this really clean, almost all black appearance when the unit's off. And some foam tape here prevents any dust or debris from getting in. So overall, this was really elegantly made. There are a ton of screws that were used here and very different screws, 5 different types of fasteners, and I think about 20 of them in total, maybe more. So it seems like a lot of screws went into this. I think there's probably opportunities to use snaps to reduce parts, but overall, very well done, very cool. Thanks.